Hello there, everybody. What's going on? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. A very somber day, very somber mood. I'm sure a lot of you legends are also. Just wanted to jump on really and just chat about it and also discuss the fallout of the game, obviously, and then also have a look at the latest sort of goings on in regards to Manchester United news and just sort of like the punditry in regards to what the players have said after the game and all that sort of stuff. How are we all doing today? Thank you very much for joining us and getting in here. Hope you're doing well. Who is in here? Let's have a little look-see. I don't know if my live chat's working here, guys. Maybe it is. Say hello if you're in here. I don't know. But what's up there? How's it going? Disco Dave, Aaron, hello. How you doing there, lad? Thank you for putting a link in there. Do us a favour at the start of this stream and give us a repost on X. There is a link at the top of the live chat there. You can give us a little repost if you want. That'd be awesome. Also, give us a share around somewhere where you can, if you want to, and smash that like button at the start of the show. Give us a massive like spike. You know it makes sense. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on the stream. There's the live chat. There it is. It's working. Hang on. It's working again now. Nice. Daz Salford, how you doing? He's nursing a massive hangover. I don't blame you, mate. Lancer Evo, the new guy, hello. Thank you, Aaron. He says smash that like button as you get in and repost. Nathan Anazi, Pomp, what's happening? Arn, Daz Salford, D. O'Neill, Phil Berry, Cygnus, Samaconda, and everybody else as well. Good afternoon. It's not really a good afternoon, though, is it? Bad afternoon's more appropriate after United's debacle last night. Getting dumped out in the final there and losing to Spurs. We've out-Spursed Spurs. That's just unforgivable, really, isn't it? How have we managed to do this? I do not know. Terrible. But it is what it is. We're not in the Champions League next season. We've hurt ourselves seriously in this summer transfer window as well. I mean, this is a shit show. This is an absolute debacle. So, yeah, I hope you're all okay today, regardless of that horrendous result. It's a really, really bad day to be a Manchester United fan. Like, it is an awful day today, isn't it? And, well, yesterday was an awful day, but today, just the realisation of it, what it means. And I think it's going to hurt this football club, but we'll see. I mean, my brother said something interesting to me yesterday, actually, after the game. He said, this is the reset that this football club needed. Smash a 1 if you agree with that. Smash a 2 if you disagree with that. Right, so, I mean, in some ways I sort of understand it because obviously now it's like some of the hangers on, some of the players that maybe just here for the I don't know what, for the status, whatever, maybe looking to leave now. You know, there's talks about Garnacho and these sorts of guys. I'm talking about these sorts of players maybe that are only here because, well, you know, we win things. We're trophy laden side. Even in the last couple of years, we won a couple of trophies, and we're a big club. But obviously now the status of this football club is in question. I don't know if you can really say we're a big club anymore. Obviously, we're one of the biggest clubs in the world in terms of support and revenue and all of that. Obviously, that's not going to stop. But in terms of actually where we're at, when we're not dining at the top table with the Kings anymore, unfortunately. And so some of these players maybe would be going. And so therefore the clear out would be beneficial for us because we could see a lot of melters go. Plus also United having generated less money now by not being in the Champions League next season may well just have to think about, sacking off certain players in the squad that otherwise they may keep because obviously the wages are going to come into it as well. They need to try and scrimp and save where they can. So it might be a case of getting rid of some of these melters and bringing in some players who are not the sort of big high-profile name players, but maybe signing the big high-profile name players right now is just not really the right thing to do. You don't have to really sign huge name players to have great players over a couple of year period. I mean, just to use an example, you look at something like Andy Robertson when Liverpool signed him and he cost like 8 million or whatever it was. I mean, he's turned out to be one of their best left backs in history. So you don't have to necessarily sign a ready-made star. You can make them yourselves. You can highlight certain players and the qualities they bring, and you can bring them in and you can make them great players, and they can obviously help you. So that's what we need to do. We need to recruit well. We need to give Amorim what he needs. A lot of people agree with my brother there, by the way. Check that out. Yes, nice. I mean, obviously, it's bad in a lot of ways. We don't have the Champions League football, but there's an argument to say that all of that strain put on the squad next season in Amorim's first proper season wouldn't be beneficial necessarily anyway. It's like we're not good enough to be competing with Champions League sides anyway, if we're being fair. We can't even beat Spurs in the Europa, and look where we are in the league. Yep, Charlie says, agree with your brother, we need to earn our way to European spots. Yep, I don't know about that, we'll see, Bump, I mean, maybe. Let's just give you my thoughts on the Amorim. I did put a video on here earlier, so don't want to repeat myself, but we are here to discuss the sort of latest transfer news and all that sort of stuff. But in regards to Amorim, I personally think we need to give this guy a season. We need to give this guy a proper summer transfer window. Because he hasn't had that. He actually did not want to come here to this football club before the end of the season. He wanted to come to have a proper pre-season, have a proper transfer window to set the team up properly and prepare the team for a season. They were desperate to bring him in, so they got him in there early, and it's not really his fault, is it? They knew what they were getting. They knew they were going to get somebody who was going to change the formation of the system and everything radically, and it would take a little bit of time probably before we actually were able to get to where we needed to be. So I think this is kind of expected to a degree. Nobody expected us to get so little points and to absolutely bottle job it the way we have. But I think we all knew there would be some serious swings and roundabouts with the new manager coming in mid-season, especially taking over from that Conehead Melch setup that he had before with players like Gashbang Anthony Dos Gashtos and Hojlund and Onana and all these guys. I mean, we really have been left with a set of absolute melts from that previous guy, so it's never a dream scenario for a coach to come and have to do that. He would want, ideally, a proper window and a proper pre-season to be able to sort of shape the side and get a couple of key players in. He's not had that luxury yet, so I think we should give him that. We should give him that. Even though he hasn't really done brilliantly, I like how he carries himself, and I like sort of the potential of what he could bring. Now, obviously, we may end up saying in a year's time, or even less than a year's time, he's had the window, he's had plenty of time, his system's gash, he's gash. That could happen. But he's not really had a fair crack of the whip yet to really say that properly, I don't think. He needs time to just, shape the side and obviously sign players. So I'm going to start judging Amorim, round about Christmas time, my friends. That's how I see it, seriously. If he stays, that is, and it is kind of an if at the moment. If he stays, then I think we would definitely, we'll definitely improve as long as he's allowed to bring players in. And the sort of players we'll bring in, they're not going to be the big high-profile name players. They'll be different sorts of players. Let's just see what Amorim said after the game. So Amorim said, I will not quit. I am confident in my job and I will not change anything. If the board or fans feel that I'm not the right guy, I will go the next day without any conversation about compensation, but I will not quit. I love this guy, to be honest, mate. He's got a great attitude. I love the attitude. You wouldn't get most managers saying that publicly. I'll leave without compensation, all that sort of stuff. Guy's a don. The guy clearly has pure passion and love for what he does, and he's just a nice guy who just is trying to help. You can clearly see that. So I like his attitude. Obviously, there's going to be issues with him being able to bring in the players he needs now. That's a concern. But I think we've got to try and back him. I mean, so Fabrizio Romano a little while ago today posted this that just said that Manchester United plan to continue building with Ruben Amorim and supporting the coach. Cunha played as first signing, while Alejandro Garnacho can leave this summer in case of good proposal for all parties. So, we'll get onto that in a little bit in regards to Garnacho and stuff. But just on the Amorim thing, it seems like Manchester United are going to stick with him. Let's ask the live chat, guys. Keep or sack? Not necessarily sack. You might leave, but let's ask the live chat. Keep or sack Ruben Amorim? Get your thoughts in. It's a keep from me. I'd like to see him have plenty of time and also get some players signed. If he can get rid of... Think about it. United need to get rid of 7 players. You could even argue 11. So we need to try and bring in new players. Once he's got these new faces in, just maybe you'll see a much better performance from the team in his system. Because this system doesn't work with this set of players. That's fair. But it's bloody hard when you have Mr. Flobberhand in goals and Rasmus Hojlund up top there, who, let's face it, couldn't hit the side of a Renault Espace if he was inside it. He is awful. And that's been brought on by the previous guys. We haven't had the depth in numbers up there that we need for a striker to score goals. If you signed a proper goalkeeper and a proper striker, that would probably save you most of your problems, in all fairness, because there are good players in other areas of the team, to be fair. There is obviously need to strengthen in the wing-back position, get another centre-back in, whatever. There's obviously a replacement long-term for Casemiro. There's obviously a lot of other signings you need. But if you just got a striker who can score goals and just got a goalkeeper who can stop goals, that's half your battle right there. And those melters have been what's left for him, you know. So really feel for him. Surely we're going to see a big summer transfer change at United with loads of melters going out. Onana, Hojlund, Mount. Well, probably not Mount because Amorim likes him. Ange Gastos, Rashford, who knows? There could be lots of players going out. So there should be a little bit of money still coming in and an ability to bring in players and the need to bring in players. So, yeah, it looks like at the moment, anyway, Manchester United do plan to keep Ruben Amorim at the football club, and there doesn't seem to be any, you know, signs of him being sacked right now. That's what it is at the moment. I guess that could change if somebody was to become available, but it looks like Manchester United are, are sticking with him, which I think is the right thing to do as well. Don't know about you, but bloody depressed today, guys. Do us a favour and cheer me up. Let's get this video to 100 likes. Smash that like button and help us get to 100 likes. We're currently on 57 with 167 watching. You what? That's a Manchester United in the Europa League last night final type performance. You know what I'm saying? Goodness me, who are you? Rasmus Hojlund or something? Oh, you've got to laugh to stop yourself from crying, don't you? Anyway, Manny Sluflaki says bring Anthony back. Interesting one, yeah. I could see him given a chance based on how he's done in Betis. But what I will say is he was gash at United. Amorim's let him go because he obviously didn't think that he would really help and work in his system. So he's let him go. So that doesn't bode well. Yes, he's done well elsewhere, but it doesn't mean he's going to come back and do well for Manchester United. Different animal playing for Manchester United. There's a lot more pressure. It's in the Premier League. It's tougher. Expectations massive. Whereas over at Betis, he can just chill, can't he? So I don't know about that, lad. I don't know. Right, okay. So Amorim to stay. I think that's fair. We have to get rid of players. I hope that Bruno Fernandes is not one of those players that's going to be going. So a couple of quotes from Bruno. Bruno Fernandes has said that his point of view has never been, this is after the game, my point of view has never been the financial side. If I want to go to a financial side, I will always have the option to go. But that's not the thing. What I want is to win trophies and be involved in the best competitions. I mean, those are some pretty clear words there. He obviously wants to be challenging for everything, and so he should. He deserves that as the sort of calibre of player that he is. He's also said, though, that he will, be staying at Manchester United unless he's sold or whatever. He says, I will be here until the club says to me that it's time to go. If the club thinks it's time to part ways because they want to do some cashing or whatever, it is what it is. And football is sometimes like this. So, as far as I can tell, Bruno Fernandes doesn't want to go anywhere. And he is committed to Manchester United, even though we have no Champions League football or big competition to offer him next season. There will be a focus, obviously, on the league and domestic cups. And I hope he's that sort of character and that sort of guy that wants to drag Man United back to where we should be, which is in the Champions League. So hopefully he can play a big part in that next season. But I really hope he doesn't go anywhere. If a big offer came in from Saudi, I wouldn't be worried about it because, as he's just said, he's not interested in the money. And he wants the best trophies and the accolades and all that sort of stuff. But if an offer came in from a club from Spain or Italy or, who knows? Who knows? That's a problem there. So, yes, I think Bruno will stay, though, guys. What do you think? Will Bruno Fernandes stay or will he go this summer? I think he'll stay, He seems to love the club and he's a dedicated fellow. But as I say, sometimes things can change. He's alluded to the fact that there may be a massive offer that comes in. I mean, if Saudi made £150 million offer for Bruno Fernandes at 30 years of age or whatever, it would be very, very hard to turn it down, wouldn't it? Whether or not he'd want to go, that's another question. But the money, I'm sure, would make it nice and sweet. But there you go, Bruno Fernandes. We've got to do our best to keep hold of him. He did not have a good game last night, but he was brilliant most of the season long, wasn't he? Oh, John D. Iconic, I'm so sorry to hear that, mate. Can we get some big love in there and some love hearts in there for John? So sorry to hear that, mate. I know what you're going through, lad. Much love to you, John. So sorry to hear that. And just, Stay strong, my friend. Stay strong. Hope you've got a good set of friends and family around you, lad. Let's get some love in there for John D. Iconic. Thank you for the super chat. So sorry for your loss, mate. Kind of puts things into perspective, that, doesn't it, really? Here's us being depressed about football, and, that sort of stuff does put things into perspective. So, yes, I miss my parents greatly. Sorry for your loss there, John, lad. Much love, dude. Oh, dear. Yeah, so it's a state. It's a state, guys. It's a real state. Hopefully we can keep him anyway. Other players I wouldn't be so necessarily bothered about, as I've said. Rasmus Hojlund. Can we just talk about him? Gungshi, how you doing, you legend? Yes, lad. Can we just talk about Rasmus Hojlund again for a second here? So there are some strong links to Italy now. Please, for the love of all that is good and holy, please come and take this absolute complete melt stain off of our hands. Please. Juventus, Inter, Bologna, again, Como, whoever, any team in Italy, please come and have him. Because he is rubbish, isn't he? This is what Fab said about half an hour ago on Twitter. He said, Rasmus Hojlund keeps attracting interest from Italy. Understand Inter are also considering him as an option for this summer. Also, Juventus and Napoli calls in March. Inter also explored Hojlund's situation. It's up to Man United. Get him gone. I don't know how much we could claw back in terms of his transfer fee. I'd like to think most of it, but in reality, probably half of it. I don't know. Maybe because of his age and his potential still, and the fact that he has obviously shown some good chops in Serie A before, you could get closer to 50 million for him. But we paid 73 million for him. But he is a young player with big potential, be a Denmark international for many years, etc., etc. He's a talent, and he's only going to get better. But he's gash for us, and he's not shown enough to make me think that we should keep this guy. I mean, you think of Manchester United of old. When somebody was playing at United for an extended period of time and they were not performing to the levels, I mean, Sir Alex wouldn't be messing around too much, would he? He would get him out. You would look for somebody else because, you've got to give somebody a fair chance. I'm talking about somebody like Diego Forlan or, somebody like that as an example. Forlan was an amazing player, by the way, but it just didn't quite happen at Manchester United for him. He wasn't as clinical. He couldn't find the back of the net. It just really wasn't quite happening for him. So, obviously, we moved him on. That's what you have to do in order to improve and get where you need to be. You can't just stick blindly with people. So, Hojlund, see you later on, son. I'd like to think we could get 50 million for him, but I'll ask the live chat, how much do you think we could sell Rasmus Hojlund for tomorrow? His wages are going to be reasonably high for the sort of caliber player he is. There is interest from Italian clubs, but we know Italian clubs don't pay massive money. But yes, 50 million euros, maybe. 50 million euros, maybe. I could see that happening. Berber, what's going on, man? How you doing, mate? Good to see you. How you feeling today? Gash, isn't it? Shammy, Burt, Stewart, D. O'Neill as well. Everybody getting in it. You reckon 30 million quid the dugout? How you doing, lad? He says 30 to 40 million. You think we would get 30 to 35 million? 40 million, 2p? Cinnamon says 50 million. That's crazy. We paid 73 million for him, though. He still does have a big future, I think, in Italian football. Not in English football. I just want to make that clear. He can't handle the Premier League. He's not got the chops for it. But by all accounts, he was decent over in Italy. And he's still got potential. He's young, physical, quick, strong. Players get more time and joy out there. Every single player we've ever sent over there from Manchester United turns into a world beater in Italy. So I think he would probably do all right. Now, I'm not saying 50 million, but 50 million euros, what's that, about 40 million quid? I don't think we could get much more than that based on the fact we overpaid massively and the fact he's had a season. Yes, I agree with you, Berber. Yeah, we were talking about this in the end of the watch-along. 100% agree. Like, he would be way more of a threat. Certainly, I'd actually sign Jamie Vardy for this season just for the bants. Just for the bants. Maybe he could be like a Michael Owen for us and score a couple of important goals off the bench. At the end of the day, he's 38, but he's still got that knack of scoring goals. And he's still a good player. I'm not saying as our starter, no. I'm saying as an option off the bench. I'd rather him off the bench than Hojlund off the bench. Put it that way. So we need to sign a proper striker, but if we could sign him as a little bit of extra depth, why not? That would be an ambitious move. 40, just to have the depth. 40 quick sell, 20 million no more, half of Veron, 30 million, 50 million for what? Fair one. I mean, it is just for potential, really. 25 million, 50 million lira, 2 kisses on the cheek, 6 hard-boiled eggs, 6-pack of beer. I see the theme here, guys. I see the theme. Yeah, not valued that highly. He isn't very good, guys. That's it. I mean, what possessed us to buy him for that amount of money? Ten Hag must have been on some real high grade that day, because I don't get it either. No, it's a mad signing, that one, the amount we paid. Same with Anthony. But anyway, Hojlund to Italy, that would be brilliant, wouldn't it? I would love it. I would love it if we could sell Rasmus Hojlund to Italy this summer, because that's what we need to do. And I think maybe Andre Onana going out that way might make a bit of sense as well. Back to the likes of Inter or someone. I mean, I know they've got Sommer, he's done bits for them, but just long term, I think Sommer's like 36, isn't he, or something? You never know. There could be a club in Italy might think, oh, Andre Onana was good in Italy. Let's get Andre Onana for 30 million quid or something. You know, so I hope that there's the scope for us to sell players, because if we can, then we can improve by bringing in new players. We've already had a hit to our finances now with no UCL, so we've got to try and raise capital selling players. Onana's a prime candidate as he's cash. Hojlund's a prime candidate. Anthony's a prime candidate. Amorim doesn't really want him. It's clear he's loaned him out. And Rashford, same with him. He's a prime candidate to sell, so you can generate a bit of cash by getting rid of those melts. You had it, bring it back, Greenwood. Well, unfortunately, Greenwood is a awesome player, but a bit of a shithouse lad. Inatama with a super chat, thank you very much for that. He says, Mr. Pig, do you think United are a cup club now? Should we just focus on baby steps to gradually improve our league position while gunning for cups? I mean, yes. You know, we've won the FA Cup, we won the League Cup, we got to a Europa League final, we got to another Europa League final a few years back. Like, we are that sort of team now. We're not a team that's challenging for leagues. We're definitely not. And this season, we're not even in Europe, so we can focus more so on the League Cup, the FA Cup and the Premier League. That's the idea, isn't it? We are going to have a lot less to worry about next season in that regard, but so it should be better. We should be able to manage games better because we should have less injuries, more players fit and available. There should be slightly less strain on the squad, shouldn't there, if we've not got Europe. So that's one positive, I guess, if we're trying to look for a silver lining here. But yeah, that's exactly what we are. We're a cup side right now. Baby steps is the word, but I'd like to see some giant leaps from where we are this season compared to next. I'm not expecting us to be top 4 next season, although I think that should be a serious objective. I'm not expecting us to challenge for league titles next season, but what I am expecting is to see Manchester United's league position improve massively. Not baby steps up the league, big leaps up the league into, you know, the top 6 at the very least. At the very least, top 6. And really, top 4 should be the ambition, but I got to be realistic. We can't expect Amorim to go from where he is now, where we've got Manchester United in the league at the moment with the minus goal difference and the 21 losses and all that shite, to actually being a team that can get Champions League qualification via the league. It's going to take a bit of a miracle for that to happen, really. So he's got his work out for him. He needs the backing in the window. And if he gets who he needs, I guess it could happen, but it's very unlikely. I mean, that's the thing. If you get who you need and you have a good season, you build momentum and confidence, anything can kind of happen. I mean, you look at some of the clubs like Forest this season. Nobody really expected them to be sort of in the position that they are. But the momentum and, you know, the quality in the management and the coaching and the squad and everything has got them to where they are. And that is possible. It's definitely possible. Oh, they did, Heed. They did, lad. They messed us up a good one. Yes, they did, and spent a heck of a lot of money on melters, and now we've got to try and get rid and undo all of that gash work that they did. Thank you so much to TV Clark 2 for becoming a member of the Bacon Brigade, by the way. Can we get some love in there for TV Clark 2? Really appreciate you, my son. Thank you so much. Also, we're 2 likes off of 100 likes. Who's going to be number 100? Give us a thumbs up if you can. Also, there's a link at the top of the live chat. Feel free to give us a little repost on X. If you could, that would be awesome. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. Top half, forget top 6 unless summer transfer window hits. Aim for top 15. Top 15. No, you take top 10. Oh, I can't live with top 10. I think top 6, top 7 has to be a minimum for United next season. You know, we're a huge club, and you've got to try and, you know, hope that we can utilise the players we've got. Add players to the squad that are going to get us there. We have big budgets. We have huge support. This is a huge club. We shouldn't be finishing 10th. That's all I'm saying. I know our glory days are certainly behind us now, but come on. We shouldn't be finishing 10th. We've got to be finishing as a minimum. You know, 6th to 5th, something like that. Let's talk about one of the other big stories of the day. So obviously after the game, Garnacho, and I mean, you know, I understand it from Garnacho. He's a young lad. He wants to play in the Europa League final. He's played most of the rounds in the Europa League as well, and he's been decent. He's been good. He's had a bit of a mixed bag of a season. I think there's definitely a problem there at the moment with a lack of confidence, fluidity, whatever you want to say. He's not been the same Garnacho that he was last year, but the potential is still there. He's an unbelievable young talent. And if you actually look at the game yesterday when he came on, the last 20 minutes, he was a threat. He was one of the players that was looking to make something happen. Obviously, Mount shat it early doors, which made it easy to bring him on. But Garnacho definitely looked a lot better and was easy on the eye in the last sort of 20 minutes. So, you know, I think he's a great player. I like him. I'd like to see us develop him and get him to be a talent. And I think he's got the potential to be a future star. But if Amorim wants to sell him, then obviously that's down to Amorim. It will generate a lot of money for the football club, which he can use in other areas. I hope we keep hold of our young talents. I want to see Mainu and Garnacho and these guys develop and turn into great players. But if he wants to go, that's another thing. So obviously with Garnacho, he may want to go and play for a different team. The pressure at United's horrible. You're not challenging for the Champions League. You're not challenging in Europe anymore next season. There's a feeling of pure just depression at the football club due to the shithouse owners and the state that we're in. And it's probable that we won't have an amazing season next year. We hopefully will, but it's probable that we won't, just based on how far we are away off now. So from a young player's point of view, or from any player's point of view at Manchester United, it's not the best time to be here, is it? And if an offer comes knocking on the door for a big move to somewhere sparkly, then you could expect someone like Garnacho to maybe want that move. So that's what I'm saying. Now, actually, a short while ago, as I said in that post from Fab, this is what's, you know, at the end of the tweet that says Cunha planned at first signing, while Alejandro Garnacho can leave this summer in case of good proposal for all parties. So Fab's privy, at least it seems, to the idea that you know, Garnacho is up for sale, essentially, is saleable. And so that may well happen. I'll just ask the chat, how much money do you think we should be looking to get for Garnacho? I think with all the potential and everything, he's a 50, 60 million pound player. When we're buying players like Anthony for 85 million and Rasmus for 73, Garna's probably a 100 million pound player. You know what I mean? But obviously Garnacho still remains to be seen, but he said some things after the game last night which is a little bit, what should I say, abrasive maybe. Could definitely cause issues with him, Ruben, that kind of thing. So let's have a look at that in a moment. But before I do, thank you very much to TV Clark for another super chat there. He says, to be honest, I'm still shattered for that loss. Same, mate. Awful. Taking it right out of us, isn't it? As a fan base, mate, it's a bitter blow. Exactly, Berber. Yet not bothered who goes anymore. Clear the deck. Yes, it's not looking good, is it? Hello, Chris Koo. Thank you for that, TV Clark. Appreciate you. So obviously, yes, Fabrizio said that Kana can leave. This is what's been said. I mean, Amorim in this press conference was questioned about Mason Mount and starting Mason Mount, the fact that Garnacho was good after when he came on. And obviously he said that, well, it's easy to say that, but who missed a big opportunity in the first half in the semi-final? Garnacho. Football is like that. So, you know, I mean, I thought he was quite sort of reserved in his post-match press conference. But, I mean, I guess that's one, arguably, if you're really looking for something, you could say that he's, you know, it's a slight dig, maybe, but not really. He's just justifying his selection, obviously. But yes, Garnacho, after the game, said it's difficult for us all. This season has been shit. Not mincing his words there. We lost the final. We didn't beat anyone in the Premier League. It's very difficult. I mean, you've got to love that sort of realist attitude there, if you ask me. But I've just got a feeling that if an offer comes in, a big offer, we might be open to selling him to generate cash, because I don't think he's massively high up on the pecking order here in terms of Amorim's plans. Hence why he's not starting in a Europa League final and hasn't played all that much in terms of starting lately. So I think if a big offer did come in, perhaps we would be looking to see Garnacho sold on. But this is what Garnacho said after. He says, until the final, I played every round helping the team. Then the final arrives and I play 20 minutes. I don't know. The final, the season, the whole situation of the club. I will try to enjoy the summer and then we'll see what happens. So obviously not happy about not playing. I understand it. He wants to play in the Europa League final. He probably should have played in the Europa League. He definitely should have played in the Europa League final earlier on from the start. Or at least coming on at half time. So I understand his frustrations because Ruben did melt there and make the substitutions late on. It wasn't proactive from him. He should have seen what a lot of us saw, which is Mount was sharting the bed. It was ineffective, and for 45 minutes was a ghost. And if you could have put Garnacho on from that 45-minute mark, maybe it would have had longer to affect the game, because he did do well in the last 20 minutes. Now, obviously, he should have started from the start. I guess that's easy to say, but it's true. So I understand it from his point of view, but this is the sort of comment that isn't really going to do anybody any favours in regards to the relationship there with the coach. I don't think Amorim's the sort of guy to hold grudges, but then again, he has sacked off Rashford and Antony, but he said, until the final, I played every round helping the team. So I'm sure there's something going on behind the scenes there. He's not happy, is he? Garnacho's not happy about the decisions there to not start in the game. And I get it. But there you go. The final of the season, the whole situation in the club, I would just try to enjoy the summer and then see what happens. So alluding to his future that maybe, there could be a change on the horizon or maybe not. He says, we'll see what happens. But I just got a feeling that if a big offer comes in and it's from a club that can offer him European football and we get a decent transfer fee for it, I think that they might sell him. But I've got a little poll running, which is Garnacho keep or sell. And I'm going to end that poll now. And we'll have a look at the results. We've had 229 votes. Have a quick vote on the poll, actually, that's running in the live chat there. I'll just have a quick count, and then I'll end it. So I'm going to end it. 62% say sell in regards to Alejandro Garnacho. I'm a little bit surprised about that. I still say keep. Definitely I still say keep, because I think this guy's got huge potential and we could miss out on a great player in the future. So I still say keep, but most of the live chat's saying sell. I do think it's likely that he could be sold. Yeah, we've talked about the possibility of it for a while, and these comments just sort of add further fuel to that, don't they? So, yeah, not great. And not a very good season for Alejandro Garnacho either. By the way, we are going to have a big Q&A at the end of this stream, so stick around for that. And we'll get into everyone's comments and stuff after I've just said all my spiel here. So, yeah, thanks for listening to me. Disco Dave, thank you so much. He says, saved the worst performance when it mattered most. Yeah, no, definitely. They didn't turn up at all, did they? Just didn't get going, mate. Played like a bunch of absolute puddings for the majority of the game. They only really had a proper go of it the last sort of 20 minutes. And that's too little too late. You've got to try and, get at them earlier doors. It wasn't a good performance by us. We were overrunning midfield at times. Spurs just out-defended us, outplayed us when in that regard. And certainly we couldn't really get through them too many times. When we did, the chances weren't great. But we did have a couple of good chances. And with more clinical players, who knows? But Rasmus Hojlund had the best chance of the game with that header, which was cleared off the line by Van der Ven. And that was a great clearance. Maybe if that goes in, it's a different story. But you're right, Disco Dave. It was just an absolute complete anticlimax, mate, with that sort of performance. I didn't think we were in fine form with how we played in the 2 games in the build-up in the league. Garnacho's quite good, but his attitude is questionable. Yeah, get Garnacho gone. Guy has the ego of CR7 and none of the talent. He's just another Rashford in the making. Rather have the cash. Fair play to you, lad. Well, if Amorim thinks that, I'm not gonna get upset about it, to be fair. Even though I like Garnacho and I want him to be a great player for us in the future, I'm not going to get too upset about it because, like you just said, there are question marks about his attitude and if we could use that money better if he wants to go sell. And if he wants to go, and if he's not happy playing for a club that's not in Europe and, he's not the main man, then gobshite, says Excellinator. Don't mince your words, lad. Gobshite Garnacho, love that. You think his attitude and those around him are a problem? Yeah, give Garnacho one more chance, then wait until Christmas. Well, I would keep him. Just to be clear, I would keep him, but if they decide to sell him, I would also understand it. And I would also understand why he would leave, because he's had these frictions at United since, especially Amorim's come in. He's not really been the main guy. He's also had a pretty average season. It's been hit or miss. He's had his moments, but it's been hit or miss. Nowhere near the levels of last season. And if an offer came in from a big club in Spain or Italy or Germany, probably not Germany, but somewhere like that, then yeah, you would imagine that he'd be interested in going. Because unfortunately, United is a tough place to play your football right now. It's a miserable place to play your football. In most ways, it's horrible. Oh, okay. So there you go. That's pretty much it, isn't it? That's pretty much it. Here's another little piece from Samuel Luckhurst, though, that said that senior MUFC figures have lost confidence in Rasmus Hojlund. He will be made available for transfer this summer. Hallelujah. That's all I can say about that. Really hope it's true and that we can get him gone soon. As I mentioned earlier, there's Italian clubs that are interested in him. Just before I get into the live chat, guys, I want to just mention this as well. I saw this before the stream went live. Erik ten Hag is close. He's in talks, progress in talks with Erik ten Hag to become the new coach of Bayer Leverkusen. Ten Hag has given his total availability after a direct contact taking place earlier this week. Dutch Kojak might be in a job again, guys. Please, Dutch Kojak, do us a favour. After all your shithousery and sending freaking gash players over here from Ajax and giving all the money to Ajax that we could possibly give, please, sign some of your shit players back for Leverkusen. Please. Do you want Anthony Dos Gastos for half price? Come and get him. Please. Do you want Rasmus Hojlund? Come and get this melt. Please. Do you want that amazing goalkeeper you sold for 50 million Buckaroos? Half off? Come and sign this melt. Come on, Eric. Do something good for us finally. No, he actually did win a couple of trophies, but still, you know what I mean? Like, I just hope that happens because he's got his friends. He likes Anthony Dos Gastos, you know. If he was to take the job there at Leverkusen, just maybe there would be one or two players we could ship off that direction would be nice. Yeah, I reckon he probably will, Simple Simon. He'll do well there. What's going on, Sub 2? Oh, exactly. Yeah, players go on here, Twitter, into the moan and undermine the club toxic players. Sancho Rush. Yeah, fair one. I agree with you, lad. Completely agree. We can't be doing that sort of stuff, can you? Ten Hag should be taking these players with him to Germany. That's what I'm saying, Malps. Would be lovely. Can Eric Ten Hag take our Deadwood off of us? Ten Hag first signing will be Anthony. I know. I've got a feeling of that as well. I could see that happening. I'm pretty sure Real Betis will be interested in him based on what he's done there. Can they afford him? That's another question. But yeah, I would imagine that surely Ten Hag wants him. He's already signed him twice. He brought him over from Brazil to Ajax and then from Ajax to Man United for huge money. So surely, if the price was right, he'd want him again. Yeah, Yorkshire says, I'm accepting you were all right about Rasmus. Apologies, but the amount of bandwagon jumpers is hilarious. Oh yeah, you get it right all the time, Yorkshire Cowboy lad. God help Leverkusen with him in charge. Exactly, yeah. God help Leverkusen with him in charge. Well, he probably will do quite well over there, though. He actually did all right for us in the first season, didn't he? We did have a bit of a bounce with him, to be fair. Sully Griffin, you legend. He says, didn't the club want to sell Garnacho in January, but Amorim said that he needed him? Do you think Amorim regrets that or he's changed his mind? I don't think he regrets keeping him because obviously we did need him, especially with Rashford going out on loan and Anthony going out on loan. We needed some players, to stay definitely till the end of the season. If a big offer came in, he might just think, oh, we could use that money better in the squad elsewhere. If Garnacho wants to go, that's another factor. It's not just down on what Amorim wants for the squad. It's also up to the player. If the player gets an offer in there or he wants to leave and he's made it known after the summer break that he wants to leave and go and play for, I don't know, Real or something, and they're prepared to pay the money, then, it's gonna happen. But does he regret it? I don't think he regrets it because we needed him. On paper, we needed him, definitely. Will Ten Hag take Sancho? Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah, no, that would be absolutely amazing. I don't know if Sancho would go, but he has played over in Germany. So, sad reality that any United players Eric Ten Hag signed would be brilliant for whoever they sign for. It's the United effect. Not so sure, mate. I'm not so sure. If you put a lot of these other players in Premier League teams, I'm not so sure. The Premier League is different, isn't it? Yes, it's easy to go over to Serie A and look good. And it's much easier, I think, to go and play for Real Betis and look good. Or like go and play in League One or whatever. The Premier League is a different animal. It's so much more competitive and there's a lot more pressure on us. Mate, thank you, Chun Hai, there, for subscribing to the channel. Get in there, my son. If you guys are new, like Chun, give us a cheeky little subscribe. Smash that subscribe button, smash the like button, get yourself in there. We're nearly at 150 likes. Big up to everyone for smashing the like button. You're a bunch of legends. Just going to do a quick recap of what we've discussed in this vid, then I'm going to get into the chat for a proper Q&A. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about Amorim saying he will not quit. He will not quit, but if the board or fans feel that I'm not the right guy, I will go the next day without any conversation about compensation, but I will not quit. What a don. I love Amorim, man. I do like him a lot as a person. He seems like such a good guy. That is just pure class right there from Amorim as well, isn't it? If they decide they don't want him and they want to go in a different direction, he'll walk with no conversation. What a fucking legend, mate. Do you know what I mean? That is amazing. I love it. Bruno, never financial, said that he's not interested in a financial move or anything. He wants to go where he can win trophies and be involved in best competitions. Sorry, he doesn't want to go. He says he just wants to win trophies and be involved in competitions. He said, I will be here until the club says to me that it's time to go. If the club thinks it's time to part ways because they want to do some cash in or whatever, it is what it is. And football sometimes is like this. But just to be clear, the plan here for Manchester United, from Fabrizio earlier, he said that United plan to continue building with Ruben Amorim and supporting the coach. And while Alejandro Garnacho can leave this summer in case of a good proposal for all parties. So it's not like he's not saleable at all. Bruno, on the other hand, probably is very much wanted by Ruben Amorim. He really, really wants him. Why not? He's our best player. and hopefully he won't be going anywhere. So Fab says Garnacho can leave, and also Garnacho said some naughty comments afterwards about the season being shit. I mean, it's absolutely true, but it's probably going to cause some sort of a rift there between the coach and player, you would think. What else? Oh, yes, Rasmus Hojlund is the other big story. Hojlund to Italy as a potential. Rasmus Hojlund keeps attracting interest from Italy. Understand Inter are also considering him as an option for this summer after Juventus and Napoli calls in March. Inter also explored Hojlund's situation. It's up to Man United. So hopefully we can sell Hojlund to Italy this summer and he might be one of the first players to go. That'd be nice because he is not the player we need. We've tried him out plenty of times now. We've seen what he's capable of doing, and what he's capable of doing is a big poo on the ground. And that's about it. He can't score. And Luckhurst just reiterating that Rasmus Hojlund probably will be sold this summer as Manchester United figures have lost confidence in him. We've all lost confidence in him. He can't score goals. There we go. Let's get into the live chat, guys. That is the latest sort of little transfer news. Obviously, it's a dark day for Man United fans. No European football next season. Big effects. Hopefully, my brother's right. What I said about my brother at the start of the show, hopefully that's right. My brother said that us losing Europa and not being in the Champions League and finishing where we finished, hopefully this will be the reset that Manchester United need. That's what he said, and I think it's a fair point, to be fair, because we do have to get rid of a lot of players, and this will sort of weed out the melters who are just here for the wrong reasons, maybe. So hopefully we can do some big business this summer, get players gone, bring new players in, and they won't be the big high-profile, big-name money signings, egomaniac signings. They'll probably be the lesser signings, players to develop for the future. That would be nice. Right, let's get stuck into the live chat, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. I'm just going to shout out the few peeps that have given us a repost on X here. Shout out to the legends here. Let's have a look. Big ups to John Boy Cat, Ryan Fletcher, United Flying High, and Aaron Homeyard. Big ups to you legends. Thank you so much for sharing us there. Right, let's have a look at your comments here real quick. Let's see what you guys are saying. Would I take Big Ange? What for, mate? What for, lad? Potential T-boy? Now, to be fair, he's won the Europa, hasn't he? Fair play to him. There's still a chance Spurs might sack him off, though. Isn't there? Because he had a shocker of a season. But I think they'll stick with him. Fair play to Big Flange. Rivalries aside, and obviously heartbreak aside, I'm gutted about Manchester United. But to put all of that to one side, fair play to Spurs. I mean, I don't want to see Spurs win a trophy because it's just funny that they're the ultimate bottle jobs who don't win trophies, and now they've won one. It's gash, but fair play to them. It's been a long time coming for their fan base and stuff, hasn't it? And also fair play to Big Flange for doing that because, well, it was needed. It was literally needed for him to save his job. So fair play to him. I mean, pleased for them in one regard, but obviously not because it's at United's expense. Reality check, Chris Koo. Yes, lad, this is the reset. Like we got relegated yet. There you go. There it is, Tonk Nash. Only silver lining for Amorim is taken over mid-season as a quick assessment of the squad. If we waited, it would have taken much longer to identify it and ship out the deadwood. So true, G2B. That's true. Yeah, he didn't even want to come until the end of the season. He wanted a proper pre-season and a transfer window. So they got him in early, and yes, he's assessed the squad. I guess we just have to try and think about this season as just a big pre-season. It's a big pre-season for next season. Get who we need in, get who we need gone, and back the manager. Yoro was fantastic again last night, wasn't he? Yeah, big time. Don't be sad because you lost, smile because it happened. Truth hurts. What a load of old steaming gash that is, lad. Live, life, laugh, and all that shite. Live, love, laugh, or whatever it is. Bollocks. That's what I say. Segurda says, do you think Ineos has the patience for Amorim to rebuild the squad? Yes, to a degree. He's obviously got to get back to this summer, I think, and they stick with him. But if he's 15th by Christmas time, then probably no. Probably not, because you do have to get results. But it can't be as bad as this season, surely. Bargain basement time the windows. Stefan says, rinse and repeat. How you doing, Stefan? Bruno deserves trophies. He's a class player. Well, he can still win trophies this season, can't he? This coming season. It would just be an FA Cup or a League Cup, gash. But he can still win a trophy. Pig, will United fail at FFP due to that result last night? No, it's just going to mean that United are going to have to spend less. They're going to have to spend less and probably sell players that maybe they wouldn't have, or maybe they won't sell players and maybe they'll just keep players that they would have sold and sign less players. I don't know, but they definitely won't be spending as much, will they? They have two different plans of attack there for UCL and non-UCL for next season. So they'll rein it in that. Guaranteed trophy by year 2. Yeah, last night he was a bit Mike. He wasn't as proactive as we would have liked. I would have liked to have seen him make an early change a lot earlier, lad. Your sell list, Bender, Lindelof, Martinez. Oh, what? Mount, Bruno, Hojlund, Ericsson, Garnacho, Dalot. I mean, I agree largely with what you said, but I'd definitely keep Ugarte. I'd definitely keep Martinez. I'd personally keep Garnacho and Dalot in the squad, definitely. And Bruno, definitely. But pretty much most of what you said, I can't really disagree with. Oh, Tonk Nash, chin up, mate. It is horrible. What day is it, Simon? Yeah, potentially, lad. We'll see. You like Ange? Yeah, fair play to him. Man United Greek fan, don't know what it is with Gashmus misses too many chances. Sancho, Rashford, Ante, Dalot, Ericsson, Casemiro all need to go, yeah, over the hill and far away, some of those old boys now. Casemiro let me down in that game. He didn't turn up. He was great in the previous ones. Stephen Shipman, what's happening, you legend? You what? Putting all your eggs in the Ruben basket is going to take a brave board. True. Hopefully it's just a case of selling players and letting him sign players. What Brighton players would you like to have? How long have you got, Lee? Honestly, I'd have Danny Welbeck back in a second, lad, 100%. Mitoma, come on down, you know. A lot of your team, mate. You can't believe Ange actually followed through on his promise. Yeah, fair play to him, I know. He said, I usually win things in my second season. Bring back Ollie. We could definitely do worse. But also, you know, I think we just kind of got to backhammer him at this stage, don't we? Facts feel like being relegated. It does. Had an early night last night. What have I missed? You've missed a lot, mate. Amorim's not quitting. Hopefully the board are backing him. It looks like they are. Garnacho could be sold. It seems like that's a possibility. Also, Hojlund is wanted by teams in Italy. And it seems like the Man United higher-ups have lost faith in the Melter. So he may well be sold. Amorim, when he gets his own players, precisely, let him get his own players. Have the time to develop. And then, you know, judge him next season. I think that's fair. Chrissy J, there's a few gems in the Championship that we could get. Yeah, there you go. I think that's the sort of thing we're going to have to do. We're going to have to look at getting players from, you know, lesser teams than what we would have done if we'd have got Champions League. Yeah, oh, fair enough. You sell Bruno if we get a big offer. He would be 33 if we got a next for the UCL. Fairs, but he is a great player, isn't he? He is a very good player. I think we would struggle to replace him. But if there was a big offer came in, like you say, there does become a point where it makes sense. Like if it's 100 million plus, 120 million or something for a 30-year-old is mad. It'd be mad not to accept it, really, especially when you're in sort of a period of change. Comment Ironheart, thank you for the super chat. It says, watching United fans say they'd win the trophy and yet lose it in the final is so funny to watch. Stay humble, Manx. You'll never wank alone. United have finished a strong Vigo. Have a day off, Scousers. You know what I'm saying? Hope all's well. United have broken our hearts again. Terrible. Would anyone want to leave Brighton for Man United? Probably not these days, mate, which is crazy to say. Probably not. My goodness, our standards have dropped. Well, look at us. Look at where we are in the league, mate. We're not a Champions League side. We're barely a Europa League side. And we're not next season. But even this season, we're barely a Europa League side. Spurs are our bogey team now. Oh, don't say that, mate. Don't say that. I hated seeing Spurs Twitter account posted last night after the game said just the one word, Spursy. That pissed me off. And then I saw somebody else post, United-y. That pisses me off even more. So we need to change that. United is competing in the transfer market as if Kurt Gunter empties his copper jar. You wait until the debt payment's due, bankruptcy awaiting. Well, hopefully he can, buy us a player or two. It would be nice. What a legend Kurt Gunter was, by the way. Shout out to everybody in that stream yesterday. It was a mad one. Obviously, the game was shit and we lost. But the community was amazing. And obviously, legends like Kurt Gunter represent. But shout out to this community, though. I do just want to say, seeing as you said that, lad, I do just want to say, just not to get all mushy on you. But what a great season of support by you legends here watching, tuning in. And just all the mad love and support you guys have given me over the last year is beautiful. Thank you very much. And this community has grown stronger, hasn't it, over the last year or so. And now it's just a beast. It's a beast, mate. We've got a set of legends here who tune in to all the games and we have a great old time together. It's banging. Thank you, all of you, for tuning in and being there and watching my videos and commenting on them and liking them and all that shite. You know what I mean? It's much appreciated, you legends. Good afternoon, Chris Bamo. Yeah, we can still get Cunha. Listen, he's a Wolves melter. We can definitely still get Cunha. And what about Delap? Delap's also just been relegated to the Championship round, so we can definitely get him. It's the Gyökeres's. I can't call him Gyökeres, guys. It does my head in. Gyökeres. It's that sort of player that now is not going to come. You just hope Amorim turns it around if you not get a manager with a track record, won a league, been in the final UCL. Indeed, that's it. He has to turn it around. Otherwise, he'll probably get 6 months of the new season to turn it around. And if we're not looking really good by then I'm sure they'll probably look to get somebody else in. What's up, GZ27? Your other half and her family are Spurs fans. We live just outside North London. I can't even look at my WhatsApp. It's the only safe place. Oh, man, I feel you there, Hash Brown. As Gash and the occasional Spud pops in here anyway. Big up yourself. Yes, big up the community. Thank you. We've been talking about the clear out almost a decade. It's time to throw out the deadwood. Time to go. Slabo, Lindelof, Dallo, Mount, Onana, Bruno, Garnacho, Gasmus. I really like Slabo Maguire now. And Dallo's an all right squad player. You know, you do need some squad players. He's not a starter for me, but he's a squad player. Same goes for, Bruno Fernandes I really rate, so I wouldn't do that. But I understand why if there's a big offer and we can use that money. Big love to Kurt. He probably funded the channel for the next 5 years. Just big up Gaz Wads, lad. You're the lifeboat that keeps us going, Pig amongst all of this. Just want to say thanks. Oh, thank you very much, you legend. You're a great atmosphere. I've enjoyed every second following this. Thank you. Make the most of it. You make it bearable. Oh, thank you very much, you legend, lad. Cunha is a disruptor, so won't have that many choices of clubs. Yeah, well, a bit of a match winner as well, though. You know, he is a quality player. I know what you're saying. Attitude is in question. Delap one season in the Prem, praying the Prem that got relegated, waste of cash. It's only 30 million, though, Romeo. He's only 22. There's definitely potential there. It may not work out, but I think it's worth a punt, lad. 30 million for some depth in the team. I'm not saying he's going to be starter. No. But second fiddle, yes. And he's 22. You know, could develop into a good talent, mate. He looks good. He did score, 12 or 13 league goals for a shit team who got relegated. So he's not done badly at all, considering that is a struggle to do. Delap not going to want to get relegated again next season. I was steady on that. You remember all the shot you used to get from United fans as an Arsenal fan? Times have changed. Have they really, though? Because we still banter Arsenal scummers. Even though we're gash, you do have Champions League football. Oh, that's fair. But you still don't win trophies, lad. Have been on for 37 months. We'll keep it going. You're a legend then, aren't you there? Simon Warner, really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. I've got to wrap this video up now, guys, unfortunately, because I'm on the school run and I've just seen the time and I've got to get down there by 3. So we're going to have to wrap this video up. How you doing there, Noble John? How's the Get Piggy a Guitar Fund going? I don't know, mate. I'm not going to get one of those at the moment. I'm going to wait till the season ends properly first because there's a small percentage it might get smashed up against Aston Villa. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in. I've got to wrap it up there, but please come back after this video is finished. Get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comment section. And thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for tuning in this season as well. Hit the likes before you go. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Click the bell icon for notifications. Follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch and Kick at Flying Pig United. And also check out the gaming channel. I'll put a link in the chat here. Flying Pig Gaming on YouTube. Go and subscribe to that one as well. Thanks everyone in the chat. Dunko, Mr. G2B, Chris Koo, Stefan, Fujiwara, Simon Warner. Make the most of it. All the moderators, people like Cinnamon and Gungshi and everyone. Man United Greek fans, Sneakbo, Matt the Cat, Daz, Stanley. Make the most of it. Chris Bamo, Fujiwara, TCG Hub, you legend. Yes, absolute clunge buckets. I couldn't have said it better myself. We're just finishing, but great to see you there, TCG. Have a great day, mate. Man United Greek fans, Simon, Ronnie, Saeed, Sadiq, Double A. Oh, thank you, Double A. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Chris Koo, Danny, Simon, Drew, Stefan, Stephen. Let's go, lad. Make the most of it. Noyoni. Nice one, Stephen. Yes, if you missed it, give it a watch from the start. And I'll see you soon. I'll probably be on later on tonight. It seems like it's a big news day for Man United. It just seems like it, doesn't it? I've been on Twitter, looking today, and there's just so much stuff coming out about United transfers, United situation with the coach. And so I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of news to jump on and discuss this evening. So keep a look out for it. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon. Keep your heads up, guys. Keep your chins up. It's a gash time to be a United fan. One of the darkest days in our history. You know, it's a terrible, terrible time to be a Man United fan. Hopefully, we can reset ourselves, and in a couple of seasons, we can get back to where we need to be. But it's not going to happen overnight, I don't think. Big love. And have a great day. And remember, Piggy loves you. Nice one, Cinnamon. Nice one, Chris Koo, you legend. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/flyingpigunited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com, so check it out. Patreon.com/flyingpigunited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support.